Juan-O's world.
My baby mama trippin', she been going through my phone. Tired of me cheating, I can't leave these hoes alone. Hella pics, hella tips on my cash app. It's like, hold up a minute.
There were people who knew that East Side Cheddar Boys were not responsible for Blade's death. We know that the East Coast blamed LA for Biggie getting killed in LA. So did Blade, were the East Side Cheddar Boys at all responsible for Blade Icewood's death? Blade was backdoored.
No, it was East Siders. It just wasn't on East Side Cheddar Boys.
So nobody connected to the East Side Cheddar Boys.
I mean, it connected to friendships. Yeah.
But nobody who actually wore the moniker East Side Cheddar Boys. Okay, I got you. Wipeout shook Detroit. When Blade Icewood passed away, you had people who were celebrating. Some people were mourned, but for the most part, you had some people on the East Side like, I don't fucking, because it seemed like an East Side West Side thing. And then when Wipeout died, you had people in
Wipeout died first.
Wipeout died first. His death. There were songs made. Is it correct that there were songs made? There were public statements made celebrating Wipeout's death by people from Street Lords.
Not really celebrating.
Blade had that one line. He had that one line, but that was after he got shot.
My guy, it was just like Blade was blamed for some shit he didn't do. And so he was in the wheelchair and he was frustrated and he was angry. So he was just like, after that, he was like, fuck them all. It wasn't celebrating because Wipeout was our nigga. You know, niggas ain't do that to Wipeout. So we would never celebrate. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like how Pac got mad and said, fuck Biggie, Pac, Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? He said, for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Blade was. He was pissed. Man. He in that wheelchair for something he ain't do. You know what I'm saying? And niggas left that shit on us. Niggas let that shit fall on us. The niggas know we ain't do that shit, but them niggas tucked their tail and fell back and let us reap all the fucking consequences that came from that shit.
So there were people who knew that Street Lord wasn't responsible for Wipeout's death, and there were people who knew that East Side Cheddar Boys were not responsible for Blade's death. But they allowed that sentiment to grow and fester and turn into a whole different thing.